Hello, this is Kai from CyberDocLLC.com. Today, this repair is for iPad 2 audio connector 4-pin replacement repair. Okay, so a little bit background on this repair. This is a board sent in by one of our customers. He recently removed or broke off the audio connector for iPad 2, which is a 4-pin connector. It looks very similar to iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S battery connector, but they're actually different connectors entirely. It's from the same manufacturer, so that's why the style looks similar, but they're different connectors. So this connector is a lot smaller than the battery connectors in iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S. Okay, so basically the board was scratched out before I got it, and the customer did a pretty good job. He removed the pins, he removed the connector successfully without damaging any of the soldering pad. So right now what I did was I put the flux and I put this quick alloy low melting solder paste. As you know from my other videos, if you're watching it, if you watched it, this solder paste is ideal for this low melting solder paste is ideal for connectors and such because it has a high shear stress value, so it can withstand stress and abuse. The solder joint formed from this alloy paste, it's very strong, so it's a good choice for connectors. It also since it's a low melting alloy, it melts at the 137 degrees Celsius, and it's lead free, so you can. It has nothing toxic in there. Like there's no lead in the alloy, so it's relatively safe for you to use. Just don't eat it. I don't know what happens if you eat it, but don't eat it. I mean, it's lead free, but it doesn't mean that you have to eat it. You know? Anyways, so once you tin the joints and you tin the pad with this low melting solder paste from Quick Alloy, which you can get from cyberdocllc.com. You just clean off the exact SS solder balls, and you want to be careful. You don't want to get this stuff over the board, which, yeah, that's what the cap ductile is there for, to protect the neighboring components and try to avoid to get these solder balls all over the place. I mean, they can be a problem if you, since they're so small, they're probably not really an issue, but they can be a problem once you heat it up later, and then you can breach something that's you don't see from the neighboring components. Oh, I'm just since I'm not doing anything right now on the screen. This connector is the same used on iPad 1 for audio, and iPad 2 has it. Obviously, you're looking at right now. iPad 3 and iPad 4 has a 6-pin connector of the same family for audio. You do the exact same way I'm soldering right now, like I'm doing. Only difference is you have 6 joints instead of 3 pins. So after the alcohol, you clean it. And what am I doing right now? Oh yeah, right now I'm using like a hot air gun drying the alcohol. So I'm blowing up a hot air gun from very far distance, just enough to dry out the alcohol after cleaning. We do this repair on our website, obviously, cyberdocllc.com. Look out for the mail-in repair section, or you can we can also buy this connector from cyberdocllc.com. We sell this connector, and we also sell the alloy paste I used in this video, and the no clean flux from the white flux I used earlier. in this repair. From our website, cyberdogllc.com. Okay, so once you have this low solder melting solder paste tinned the existing pad, it will melt at 137 degrees Celsius. Now you can place the new connector from the new package, and just roughly on top of it. It doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. It just needs to be close and touching it. And very important, you see the other two, aside from those 4 pins, like 4 joints solder pad, you see those 2 from the back. You see one over on here on the screen, on the corner, it got cut off in half from the screen picture. These needs to be tinned and it needs to be soldered, because the way you lift this connector, you lift it right up, right? So when you solder one down, when you put the other connector down, and then when you lift it up, the connector is gonna get lift right off along with the pad, and that would just be a disaster. That's why you need to solder the back securing pin on this two of the sides in the back. You see it? One of them is in the picture. Okay, so right now I'm probably propping the larger board in midair, and I'm heating with my heat gun from behind the larger board. I'm using the air bath method. It's a common method, but I call it air bath method. It's a hot air bath method. I came out with it, but other people has it too. So it's an old trick people use, but I just I thought it's neat. After I came out of the method, and I find out somebody hadn't been, they use it all the time. Soldering, people been soldering forever, so this is one of the things they do. Anyway, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see from the video, but I'm using high speed, maximum heat, and I'm heating from behind the larger board. Since in iPad 2, there's nothing behind the larger board, I don't have to worry about damaging any components. If it does have a sensitive component in the back, you probably can't do this method unless you put metal shielding or aluminum foil protecting whatever that's underneath the board, and you can still do this method. Or you could put it into a reflow oven, but reflow oven may also damage the other components. Although these solder only melts, they start melting at 137 degrees Celsius, so you can set the reflow oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 150 degrees Celsius, and you still can do this repair in the reflow oven, since other parts are not getting melted at that temperature. Other components that's on the motherboard melts at 300 degrees Celsius at least, or 250 Celsius at least. But if you're in the reflow oven, you couldn't be able to move the conductor as you're melting it from the hot air gun. So hot air gun is behind the larger board right now, using maximum heat, maximum speed, and you can control the temperature by moving the hot air away and close to the larger board, and then you want to push the connector down with a tweezer or a pin or a dental pick, and you just move it around and make sure all the connectors are it's taking up the solder joint, which you see right now, especially the back securing connection. You want that solder joint to be secure. Well, those two in the back, and the one in the phone, if you're not sure which is the one that connected the audio jack, if you're not sure if it's actually completely surrounding the gold pin, and the solder is making a good joint, you can always use like a soldering iron, a fine tip soldering iron, and poke at it. And I mean, like reflow the solder on each pin one by one and make sure they all connected. Or you could just keep pushing it with like a dental pick with the hot air on and tweezer. So again, I can't stress this enough. You need to get those two connections, the metal connection in the back, to take hold. Otherwise, this connector otherwise it's a disaster after you unplug this cable again after the repair. Should be straightforward. If you have all the tools and all the materials, this repair is actually pretty simple. And again, you can get all the materials and all the tools used in this repair from the website cyberdocllc.com. Okay, so I think we're toward the end of this repair. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something cool today. And now you just wait until it cool down, this solder to cool down naturally. And you're done. The repair is done. Connector is fixed. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.